Okay, YouTube, I have replaced those with needles so they're metal so they won't break off. And I have started putting on the base coat. So the bottom has a base coat, and so now it's time to start the top. And this is the first coat. It took 3 coats for the bottom with the formula of watered down uh, acrylic paint. And I'm using the Dolphin Gray, by the way, as I normally do. The color, the base color on the refit version of the NX-01 is more like the base color of the original 1701 Enterprise. So that's the color I'm going for with this. There is, for the size of the model, a good amount of detail on it. I will very likely I might decide to paint more detail than is actually uh, described or prescribed in the directions. So it's just something I'm thinking about. I know when you buy the larger version of this model, it comes with a good amount of Aztec decals, and or there are Aztec decals available for this model. And in the larger scale, I don't know about the 1/1000, but I really don't like doing Aztecing decals. But there are so many lined panels that I'm going to do not really an Aztecing, but I'm going to do some different colors, possibly with some of the panels, still in the shades of gray and metal, just to kind of give it a more Star Trek-like look that you see on a lot of the ships since the motion picture came out. So that is something I am possibly going to do. So anyway, when I come back, I will have finished the base coat on the top of the Enterprise, and it will be the final base coat finishing. Okay, the base coats are finished. There might be a couple spots where it's still drying just a tad, but I'm going to let it sit. And when I come back, I'll start doing detail paint. Alright, YouTube, I have actually, according to the paint code the on the model, I pretty much have done all the coated paint that they had suggested. But then, like I had said in a previous clip, that I was thinking about doing some of the panels. So here's what it looks like with none of the extra panels, and of course some of it's still wet. But that's what it looks like with just an occasional every other panel here and there done, just to kind of mix it up a bit. And I prefer that. So because the only one that was supposed to be done was this one and this one, but I went and I just did some others, and I also did the tops of the nacelles. I got to clean some of that back part up. That paint didn't go on there very well, but I actually copied the ISS, the Mirror Universe nacelles, by doing those top panels there. but I like it, so I'm going to continue to do it. I'm also was considering doing a maybe a metallic wash on this. I wasn't gonna do a wash on this, but I'm thinking about it. So anyway, I gotta just touch up some of these panels over here, and then work on the other side, and then just let it dry. And I actually started to do the top first, and then I'll do the bottom. But I prefer it with the other detail paint. I think it just gives it a little bit more character. All right, YouTube. For the most part, most of the detail paint, as you can see, is pretty much done for the top. I might do some more cleanup and whatnot. I'll go in there and do, but for the most part, it's pretty much done. So I'm starting the bottom now, and so I'm doing the same kind of thing where I randomly pick certain panels to paint a different color. Done it there, and I haven't really done that side yet, so that's what's coming next. So, and basically I pick a pattern, I pick a spot where there's not going to be a decal. So I've already pre-done that, and I'm just going to replicate what I did on this side on that side, and I'll just start to show a little bit of that. So. So we know I'm going to do this one right here. The panel right to the left of it will have a decal on it. And I'm going to do right here. So I just did those two right there. Okay. And let's see, I've added... And I do kind of an every other thing for the most part. I mean, it's a little bit randomized. Come here and I do this one. And I know I do up on the top here. So that's what I'm doing. And I just spread it out. So anyway, catch you on the next clip. Alright, YouTube. I have finished the detail painting, and I've already given it its first coat of polyacrylic. So, I need to let it, even though it's technically dry to the touch, before I do the next process, I need to let it sit for about 24 hours. This way, nothing lifts the polyacrylic and then removes paint. So when I come back, I think I'm going to darken in the lines with wash. Basically, you take a fine brush, you dip it in the wash, and you go to one of the lines and you just tap and you let it run down the detail line. So anyway, that's what I'll do next. But like I said, I gotta wait. Alright, YouTube. I decided to skip the blackening of the lines process and decided to just go to the metallic process because that wasn't really working. But guess what? This is working and giving me really good desired results just now. So I'm like really, really happy with that. Just to, I don't know if you can see. It looks kind of silvery, but then you look at it, looks like that. But I'm trying to get it to be a little bit closer to the way the hull looked in the show. So let me get a... I went to go get another piece of paper towel, and just to see, some people let a wash sit a long time, but I don't think this one needs to sit. No, it doesn't. Oh, that's just great. That is exactly what I wanted. It's like subtle. Oh yeah, that is so cool. That is exactly cool. Alright. So, this, I mean, it looks great and everything, and that's what, I guess, close to what the uh, the the model that was made in order to suggest. But I still wanted that more metallic look to it, like what was in the show, and that's exactly what I wanted, and it looks great. So the whole ship's getting that, and it's going to be beaut. When I'm done, let it dry, and then I'm going to give it a polyacrylic coat. If you know, also, it helped bring out, I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but the detail lines came out better too. So that was kind of what I was after. So anyway, that's hugely making me happy right now. I just feel that's like major great accomplishment. So I'm going to continue, and I'll show you what I'm doing with that. So basically, I'm just using this metallic wash that I made several nights ago, and just brushing it on with this light, loose, comfortable brush here. And it's basically a silver mix with water and what was and of course low odor paint thinners in there. And like I said, it's just, to me, it's given me the look that I really dreamed about on this ship. And then just going to take it and wipe it away. I'm not even letting it sit that long. I think any longer it will just destroy it. I don't want to destroy it. I just want to accent it and just add to it. So I might have to go in here with some red paint and fix the Bizarre collectors on the cells there. There's a little bit of silver got on there and it ain't coming out, but that's okay. Man, that's just great. I'll have to remember that the metallic wash does a neat job. So that's the bottom of the ship. I'm not sure how well that's showing up. And then turn it over, and that's so. But that's really more of what I was going for anyway. So anyway, it's gonna. I'm just gonna do it all on camera, so you're gonna see it. So there's no need to do it any other way. I might have to go back and touch up some of the lights. Not the yellow lights, I don't think, but there's a couple of green and red light spots on the hull that need to get it. So I'm going to avoid the deflectors. Because technically this version of the ship has two deflectors. So one's probably would have been considered a secondary deflector on like a science vessel. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks so good. So, and then just come through and Oh, the lights are fine. That's great. You see what I mean? It actually does look more silver, but I mean, it's like a highlight almost. And I shouldn't really say silver, metallic. Um, but these, like the the panels that I painted are really look nice and subtle now. So. I mean, technically, I dried it off. It's already dry, but I'm going to let it sit before I actually go and polyacrylic it. Plus, I'm going to probably go and touch up the Bizarre collectors with some red paint. And this brings up, a whole other, another issue is, sometimes, a simple wash can just do something to make something just look so much more than originally intended. It really just, to me, looks really fantastic. And I got to get into this area and here, which I didn't do. All right, so. And to be honest, there was a few spots in the painting on this because of the size of it and whatnot. I wasn't 100% happy with the way the paint came out on it, but this metallic wash seems to be fixing some of those things. So that's making me happy. And it's really coming out good. So, yeah. So, that's what I did. And um, that's came out really nice. So, cool. Very, very cool. Yeah. So anyway, on to letting it dry. Actually, I'm gonna touch up the red because there's some silver that got on there. But then let it dry, and I will polyacrylic it, and then after that dries, I will come back and I will do the decals, and then after the decals, I'll polyacrylic it again, and then she will be done. So just so you know, that's what she's looking like. So very cool. I'm happy. All right, onward and upward.